There's a song in the sea. It's a moon and night letting you know that I've come to a sunny isle where a star is shining. When the moon comes a-riding, I can hear you then, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to you and like a soft wind sighing, I can hear you, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling, calling to me. O'er the sea, across the ocean, oh bright summits of emotion. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling, calling to me. There's a song in the sea. It's the moon and I. Jamaica Calling by the great Jimmy Tucker. Before that, we shared with you the poetry of the late great Claude McKay, poet laureate par excellence. Claude McKay reflecting on his time in New York, the tropics in New York. And in those reflections, especially at a time such as this, summertime, Jamaicans from all over the world are coming home for summer and going into the emancipation period, irrespective of what is happening or not happening here in Jamaica. La vie continue. So Claude McKay says in his piece, The Tropics in New York, bananas ripe and green and ginger root, cocoa in pods and alligator pears, and tangerines and mangoes and grapefruit, fit for the highest prize at parish fairs. Set in the window, bringing memories of fruit trees laden by low singing rills and dewy dawns and mystical blue skies in benediction over nun-like hills. My eyes grew dim, and I could no more gaze. A wave of longing through my body swept, and hungry for the old familiar ways, I turned aside and bowed my head and wept. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to you. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 21st day of the 7th month of 2023, the International Year of Millets. A millet is a cereal grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Put another way, it's the 21st day of the second month of the 2023 North Atlantic hurricane season, and a good time for us to check in with the National Meteorological Service here in Jamaica to see how we're doing weather-wise, considering all that's been happening, climate change and all. There's a high pressure ridge. That's the fair weather, the fair weather feature. That high pressure ridge usually represents fair weather. So a high pressure ridge. Oops, look at the time. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:16 on Power 106.
It's the Home and Things Anniversary Sale. We're kicking off celebrations with big discounts on all your favorite items. Enjoy store-wide savings with huge discounts on tiles, bathroom fixtures, faucets, vanities, shower enclosures, lighting, home decor, and more. We're celebrating quality and style as we say thank you, Jamaica, for 25 years of love and support. The Home and Things Anniversary Sale. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Let's celebrate because Jamaica builds with Home and Things.
There's a song in the sea, it's the moon and I confiding, letting you know that I've come towards sunny eyes.
Right, weather-wise, there's a high pressure ridge and low-level jet stream across Jamaica. Both features are expected to remain across Jamaica and the Central Caribbean over the next few days. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon: isolated showers and thunderstorms across sections of western parishes, windy and hazy conditions, especially across southern parishes. Tonight, mainly fair. There's, in terms of other current regional weather features, a Saharan dust plume across the northern Caribbean. Hope that's not costing or causing you uh, any significant amount of dislocation. That Saharan dust plume across the northern Caribbean. Those listening in that region, or whether you're to the south or the east or the west, we trust you don't have to compete with the dust, the Saharan dust. So that's the latest where those weather features are concerned. Let's look at some of the observances right now here on your program, both sides of the story on Power 106 FM as we continue to stream live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And in terms of the other observances, let's remind ourselves of the health conditions that are featured during this month of July, and particularly so by our friends in the United States of America. And they remind us that it is Cord Blood Awareness Month. Cord blood is the blood that remains in the umbilical cord and placenta after a baby is born. It contains valuable stem cells that can be used to treat various diseases and disorders. July is Healthy Vision Month, International Group B Strep Throat Awareness Month, and a quick explanation on International Group B Strep Throat Awareness. Group B streptococcal infection, as it is properly referred to, is the most common cause of early severe infection in newborns. It is also a cause of infection in pregnancy, people with diabetes, immunocompromised people, and older people. Presentation depends on the age of the patient and the underlying risk factor. There's also Juvenile Arthritis Awareness Month being observed in July. Juvenile idiopathic arthritis, formerly known as juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, is the most common type of arthritis in children under the age of 16. Juvenile idiopathic arthritis can cause persistent joint pain, swelling, and stiffness. Some children may experience symptoms for only a few months, while others have symptoms for many years. Some types of juvenile idiopathic arthritis can cause serious complications, such as growth problems, joint damage, and eye inflammation. Treatment focuses on controlling pain and inflammation, improving function, and preventing damage. July is also the month of focus for cleft and craniofacial awareness and prevention. Cleft, C-L-E-F-T, and craniofacial, C-R-A-N-I-O-F-A-C-I-A-L. So cleft and craniofacial conditions affect thousands of infants, children, teens, and adults in the United States each year. Some are born with congenital anomalies. Remember, whenever you hear that word congenital, it means from birth, congenital. So some are born with congenital anomalies like cleft lip and palate, others with more complex life-threatening craniofacial conditions. Some are burned, others injured in accidents and animal attacks, or diagnosed with various oral, head, neck, and skin diseases. And then there's Sarcoma Awareness Month. It's a sarcoma is a rare type of cancer that grows in connective tissue like bones, nerves, muscles, tendons, cartilage, and blood vessels of the arms and legs. It causes abdominal pain, lump, bone pain, and weight loss. And the month of July is also UV Safety Month. UV stands for ultraviolet rays. And we know what to do, right? I saw a very enterprising Jamaican this afternoon walking along Beechwood Avenue. What was she selling? Broad-rimmed hats. Quite a wide variety of broad-rimmed hats. So she's right straight away looking to capitalize on the oppressively hot conditions. We're not complaining. We're just applying the terms that are appropriate under the conditions. Because after all, there are some things we have no control over. But what we can do is to minimize or seek to minimize the impact of the conditions. The birthday of King Sabusa II is being celebrated in Swaziland. It's Liberation Day in Gambia, National Tree Planting Day in the Central African Republic, and People's Uprising Day in Slovenia. Hoy es viernes el 21 de julio 2023. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado. porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir both sides of the story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
When the moon comes riding, I can hear you then.
C'est vendredi le 21 juillet 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous nous considérons votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
There's a song in the sea. It's the moon and I.
All we're saying is it's Friday, the 21st of July, 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Like a soft wind.
Hello to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free. Wherever, whenever. We thank those of you who have dialed a number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States or the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Your number is 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0943. I beg your pardon, 0953. That's 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. What's on your mind this afternoon? The lines are open, 876-922-4112-5. Get those calls in and send in those messages in the meantime.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
When the moon comes a-riding, I can hear you then, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. That's 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's clear some messages. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Inez Ayona Campbell. She says, happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to you too, Inez Ayona Campbell. Audrey Smith says, afternoon, Dervan and listeners everywhere, tuning in from a very muggy Southampton. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Thank you very much, Audrey Smith. That's not that encouraging at all, considering we're scheduled to be in the UK in a few days. And you're telling us that the conditions in Southampton are muggy? Oh, no. Help, help. Hubert Fowlin says, another pleasant Friday afternoon to Mr. Dervan, Malcolm, and his listening audience. Good afternoon, Hubert Fowlin. Thank you for your message. Derek Morgan says, greetings and salutations. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. Mr. D. Philly is in your class today. Please mark me present. I've been away from Jamaica for 4 decades, but I continue to bleed green, gold, and black. Proud of my island, says Derek Morgan. Thank you very much for those patriotic words and expressions, Derek Morgan. All the very best. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, transmitting lots of love and warmth and friendliness to those tuned in, and wishing happy Sabbath to all Seventh-day Adventists listening to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Mas Dervan, seems I'll be missing my favorite place this Emancipendent season, Denby, due to my ailment. We're terribly sorry to hear about that, Albert. Terribly sorry to hear of your ailment. We want to wish you a speedy recovery in as much as speed is possible. It might need, well, you might need to go slower, perhaps, so the healing can be faster, and that becomes the speed. But just take it easy. You have been working all your life, and it's just one of those things. There comes a time when at some point the body talks to us in very graphic terms, and we have to respond in kind. So Mas Albert says, such is life. The future is not guaranteed, so let's make the best use of today whilst we prepare for tomorrow. Blessings, my friend, says Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida. We wish you well, Albert Lewis. And Ricardo wishing everybody a wonderful weekend as usual. Carl Whittingham says, good evening, everyone. Still afternoon where we are. Carl Whittingham, good afternoon to you. Blessings. Thank you for your blessings as well, Carl Whittingham. Norman Hines says, blessed afternoon, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners. Blessed afternoon to you too, Norman Hines. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for participating. And joining us on YouTube is Yadi TV. That's what we're seeing here now. Yadi TV, YARDY TV, joining us. Thank you very much for checking in with us here, Yadi TV. Thanks for checking in with Power 106 FM, and in particular, both sides of the story. What's on your mind this afternoon? 876-922-4112-5 are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number. So it means that you can send us your text messages and your WhatsApp messages. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And as we continue in this season of emancipendence, let's share with you a bit of the rich history. Just a few days ago, we were taking friends and family on a tour of Port Royal. And here we are again, having to share with you a bit of history on Port Royal. On this day in 1692, because remember there was an earthquake in 1692. I think it was the 7th of June, 1692. Well, on this day in 1692, the Island Council, meeting at Spanish Town here in Jamaica, ordered that the town lately erected in the parish of St. Andrew on lands of Sir William Beeston be known as Kingston, the town of Kingston, as it was then. The town of Kingston is, Kingston is now 331 years old. Put another way, this year marks the 331st anniversary of the establishment of Kingston as a town. And Colonel Peter Beckford, and by the way, we mentioned, you heard us mentioning William Beeston. That's why we have a street in downtown Kingston called Beeston Street, named for Sir William Beeston, who essentially supplied the land. It was his land for the establishment of Kingston. The town of Kingston, 331 years of existence today. Kingston is, as a town, is 331 years. And Colonel Peter Beckford was asked to, well, he was commissioned to command that town, that's the town of Kingston, and Port Royal. The plan for Kingston was drawn up by John Gough, Goffe. On the 16th of August, 1692, dispossessed Port Royal citizens met at the home of Mrs. Anne Lauder in Kingston to draw lots, which determined allotments in the new town. In 1693, Kingston was declared a parish. So that means this year, Kingston is 330. This is the 330th anniversary of the parish of Kingston. So remember, we started out with a town of Kingston. So Kingston was first a town. Then that town evolved into a parish. And that parish is marking 330 years today with Colonel Peter Beckford. That's why we have a Beckford Street in downtown Kingston. Peter Beckford was the first Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston. Custos Rotalorum means keeper of the roll, as in, but it's a position that has evolved as well. And let's see, the Edward Yeamans was the first town clerk of the vestry. Because of the former grandeur of Port Royal, people still had a preference for it. And so not much progress was made in the development of Kingston until the disastrous fire of 1703. Yes, we had a major fire in Kingston in 1703, and that fire completely destroyed Port Royal. The disheartened inhabitants of Port Royal went in large numbers to Kingston. A law was then passed directing slave owners in the parish of St. Andrew to send out 1 out of every 20 slaves to build temporary huts for the refugees. And as an encouragement to settlers, every house built within the year 1703 was exempted from taxes for 7 years. Soon after this, another law was passed declaring Kingston to be the chief seat of trade and head port of entry of the island. From that time, the prosperity of the town was assured, and in 1713 it was declared by law that the place should forever be taken and esteemed as an entire and distinct parish with all the powers of any other parish. And that further, it should have the right of sending 3 representatives to the House of Assembly. Kingston was first spelt as 2 separate words, namely King's Town, as in the King's Town. For nearly half a century, the city continued to grow, and during Governor Knowles's administration, it was suggested twice that it be designated the seat of government. A law was passed approving this, and the archives were moved from Spanish Town. In 1802, Kingston became a city, which means as at July 21st, 2023, Kingston is 221 years old, or if you prefer, today marks the 221st anniversary of the establishment, the declaration of Kingston, or the designation of Kingston as a city. And in 1872, Kingston was declared the capital of Jamaica. In 1872, Kingston was declared the capital of Jamaica. And so, as at July 21st, 2023, Kingston as the capital of Jamaica is 150 years old. Put another way, as at today, Kingston, Jamaica as the capital, Kingston as the capital of Jamaica is in its 151st year. Though experiencing destruction by fire in the years 1780, 1843, and 1862, and an earthquake in 1907, Kingston has survived. And if we throw in the criminal activity in our country, then even in spite of those criminal acts, Kingston is still breathing. we give thanks for this town that eventually became a parish and subsequently the capital of Jamaica. There's a bit of history for you on this afternoon's edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. What's on your mind this afternoon? Please feel free to share. 876-922-411225. Oh, so sorry. Did we miss a call from driver? Looks that way. Let's take the break and come back. Sorry about that, driver.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:46 on Power 106.
With over 40 years of record service, Lock Safe and Vault Limited is your trusted security provider. Get affordable prices on a wide variety of seals, garage doors, access control supplies, magnetic lock, fingerprint, weatherproof keypads, card access system, time attendance, power supplies, and exit buttons. Professional services provided. Visit 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Problem solved with Lock Safe and Vault.
As the summer winds down, soon you'll be turning your attention to the new school year. No worries, we've got you covered at the annual RJR Gleaner Back to School Bazaar. Come join us on the South Lawns at Dervan House on Saturday, August 12th for essential textbooks and stationery items, e-learning devices, backpacks and lunch kits, snacks, juices, and other must-have lunch fun items, and a whole lot more. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will also provide important and crucial for safe return to class. Call our marketing department at 926-1100 now to book your space. That's 926-1100 to participate in the RGR Gleaner Back to School Bazaar at Dervan House on Saturday, August 12th, sponsored by National Baking Company, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Carlon Publishers Limited, Sunshine Snacks, Devon Biscuits, Sangster's Bookstores.
Back to school. In the sign, I can hear you, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to me. Oh, the sea, across the ocean, oh, bright summits of emotion. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to me. There's a song.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. And driver in America is calling us back. Hello, good afternoon, driver. Oh, the reception is not so hot, driver.
It is still bad right now.
Hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm on air?
You're live. Yes, you're live on the radio.
All right, greetings all listeners at home and abroad, Yes, brother Dervan, holla, you want me holla, man. Every time that I hear that Claude McKay, and then you go through the sound and stop of it. Oh, Lord, it just, man, it just, humbles me, and, but the aspect of that particular poem, why it has that kind of effect upon me. Claude McKay, when he reached
to the U.S. in 1921, he wrote, he would rather contend with the hot root hatred of America than this sepulchral cold hostility of the British. And he never went back home.
Mm.
You know, so that's, you see how his heart, when you put it in that context, how his heart was reaching out.
Yes.
Could I ask you to read that poem again so that everyone can, with that in mind, realizing that he had left not to return because, as he said, the cold sepulchral hostility of the British, made him come here. They call him the Caribbean Bolshevik, because he came and he got into the Harlem Renaissance and all that and so. But as a brother, which is what I can identify, a brother leaving the homeland and yearning. And I would just like it if you could just, especially him, deciding that he would not go back. Could you read it? And for the listeners to listen to the poem, knowing that this is a brother, a son of the soil, as you can tell from his poetry, who just had his fill of the colonial situation, and in 1921, upon returning to America, wrote what Brother Dervan is about to repeat, to share with you. Please, Brother Dervan.
Sure. Okay. Bananas, ripe and green, and ginger root, cocoa in pods and alligator pears, and tangerines and mangoes and grapefruit, fit for the highest prize at parish fairs. Set in the window, bringing memories of fruit trees laden by low singing rills and dewy dawns and mystical blue skies in benediction over nun-like hills. My eyes grew dim, and I could no more gaze. A wave of longing through my body swept, and hungry for the old familiar ways, I turned aside and bowed my head and wept.
Brother, even with the yearning to come back, there are many of us in the diaspora. That is the perspective from which we view our beloved land. Times when we're here, and it's not all a bed of roses here, There are many times when, like Brother Claude, at that particular moment, we look back and we yearn. But, we just have to keep going on. But that is the premise upon which my desire, my dream, speaking for myself, is founded. As I told Brother Ronnie one time, you've seen National Geographic and the salmon when they're gonna spawn, even in areas where they've put up like dams and waterways and stuff like that, they're still fighting against these man-made obstacles to make it back to where they were born to spawn. You've seen those, right, Brother?
Yeah. At some point or another, at some point or another, watching National Geographic, yes.
Yes, and that's the same zeal that many of us possess to come back to our homeland. And, why you will, me in particular, when I speak, I'm not speaking against any particular party or anybody. I'm speaking about anyone who is standing in the way of Jamaica becoming what I know it can be from my birth. I knew it. And, you speak of the age of Kingston. I'm going to maybe a little flippant about this, but I wonder, is it old age and Kingston want Pampers now? You see the waste leakage and stuff like that and stuff. Is Pampers Kingston need Brother Dervan old age taking?
That's
why have we left Kingston in such, Brother Dervan, simple things like that. We have Nepal, this and that, all kinds of different, all learned technocrats and people all over the place. And our capital city with the history that you just shared with us and more that you have over time as we've listened to you has been left to be in this disrepair. Is there an excuse for that, sir?
No, not at all.
An excuse for that lack of foresight?
No, we have had more than
That's
enough
not
time.
pride.
We have had more than enough time to get it right.
And Kingston, that is what, when you hear me speak, good people, that is what I'm railing against. And especially the fact that over time, we have become comfortable with just a soy talk. We don't even, we lack. If you know how people, and I'm sure many at home share the love that I do and many others do at home and abroad. Let us sensitize our leaders because time has revealed that these are secondary, if not non-issues to them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what their real interest is outside of campaigning and staying in power. There's which song is it? Is it Bob? Where is your love, Jamaica? Where is it? Leaders. Over time, I'm coming to this point where, we.
Hello?
In the previous show, Brother Simon show, sorry, my brother Dervan. Hello?
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. It's just a drop in the line a while ago. You can go ahead.
Yeah, the connectivity is really bad. I'm way up here in the mountains of Oregon, heading out. But, brother, I just ask our people, who's rather just so,
Hello?
look here about our nation, the beautiful land, people, Claude McKay, what is it, the Green Hill? I don't remember the name of the title exactly, but let us really add the value that our country is deserving of to it and look at it through that prism. It's not just only called hustle and everybody can't be like this to people. Don't just see
Yeah, the connection still not so hot. Sorry. Driver, the quality of the connection continues to drop. I'm afraid we're going to have to. The connection is. Yeah, the quality of the connection has deteriorated. So sorry about that.
Trust of my lamentation, one love.
All right, thank you very much, and continue to be safe on those roads, eh? All right, take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, the story of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad, as we continue with more here on Both Sides of the Story. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock. Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hyper Food Independence. Hyper Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hyper Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hyper Food Independence is sponsored by Hyper.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Anyhow, the sun is out in its glory, but we are still without water.
No water where you are? Where's it again? Claremont?
Yeah, man, from Tuesday morning. When I called you before yesterday, somebody said that there are plastic pipes that run along the main. But with pipes and no water running through it don't make sense. And not only Claremont alone, it affects Golden Grove and other areas. And they say water is life. And in this time of intense heat, we need water.
Well, I thought a man in your position would have been advocating so much in your constituency that you wouldn't have this kind of complaint.
No, well, I spoke to the manager yesterday and he said he would get back in touch with me, and I don't hear from him up to now. And I called back today, I was informed that it's electrical problem. But I expect that if you have electrical problem, you would put it on the electronic media and the printed media as to what the problem is, what you are going to correct the deficiency, and within what time frame. We cannot be out there in limbo one time when we don't get water. We need water, and now, because yesterday man I heard the managing director of the Water Commission on your program, and he was talking about
on my program. You sure about that?
No, not your program, your station.
Oh, okay.
And we question him about tariffs, making representation to who you are, price increase, and you talking about how much money you need for the budget in order to upgrade service. All of that is good talk. But what we want is action and no bottom-out. We want water and no. And I am calling upon the managing director or anyone connected to the National Water Commission to bring it to his attention that the people in Claremont, Golden Grove, and other areas are disgruntled in terms of the poor service that is being provided by the National Water Commission. And I expect the Member of Parliament and the Councillor to have been agitating on the people's behalf, because they must get called by now. Because when I alone call, I come in like a lonely voice in the wilderness. And you say you expect a man like me to do something. I am not the Member of Parliament. I am not the Councillor. And these are the times when those people should show their measure in terms of their commitment to the people, in terms of better standard of living and provision of services that are ideal where humanity is concerned. And water is life. That's what the NWC tell us. So without water, we are virtually a walking dead. Water Commission, pull up your socks. Tell us when the JPS is going to deal with the problem. What is the problem? And when we are going to get water, so we can judge you pertaining to your uttering and your performance. When you're remaining silent, we don't know what is taking place.
Your message is clear.
So I'm calling upon the Member of Parliament, Lisa Anna, and the Councillor Lambert Weir, to agitate on behalf and prod those who in authority to provide funding to correct the deficiency that exists. The clock now working, I may tell you. But yeah, but that means of getting time. Because by your phone you can get time. But when you don't have water, it's the greatest handicap that you can face as a human being.
Well, you put your position out there. We trust the authorities are listening, National Water Commission.
And I would like them to call you and tell you what they are doing pertaining to the inconvenience that the people are undergoing. These people are suffering, not because school gone on holiday, because they're not engaging in the unholy behavior when school is in session, because it will affect people's children, but it affects domestic chores, it affects sanity and hygiene, it affects virtually all aspects of society. That precious commodity in your water. Wake up from your slumber and provide us with good service. Both the NWC and political representatives.
We hope they're listening.
Yeah, now they will listen, man. But they are going to remain silent, you know. I say people are not me alone.
Well, thank you very much for the call then, and we hope the water situation will get better soon.
Yeah, hopeful.
All right, thank you.
But we'll make tomorrow come and have to call you next week again.
Let's see what happens.
Anyway, have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Mervis.
Oh, I'm ever grateful for the history.
Happy that you're grateful. Thank you.
I'm a historian, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know where you're coming from, you might know where you're going.
Yes.
I love history. I love your history, then.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm not talking or listening history.
Good.
But you see this water thing? Like me call about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We better just turn our head up towards the heavens, you see? And confess we sin and ask God for some water.
Mm-hmm.
Me don't make joke, you know. Me laugh up, me don't joke. And the heavens lock up on the rain not fall when the water not there, you know. Well, everybody I blame everybody. But me know my Bible well I know that sometimes when man sin get to a certain level, they will lock up the heavens, you know. Yeah? You ever read that part in the Bible, Dervan?
Yes. When that happens, what's the trigger for that?
Yeah, but we need to turn our head up. We need to turn our attention.
Mm.
You know, from the other day I wanted to call you to speak to a poem you read, you know, but I couldn't remember who read the poem. And then when me look at OLED Rock and Rock. Remember, and then you read one poem about if, no?
If. Yes.
Yes, we couldn't remember where me hear the if. But
Yes.
we don't really want to discuss it now. I'll call you back next week.
Yes.
Because there's so much connected to that if. Because the Almighty said something to me about that little big word in the Bible named if.
Mm-hmm.
And it connects to a number of things, not just biblically. So me just call me tell you, say, look, we better just do some repenting because we're going with something that will provoke the high God, you know. And do some repenting and asking, please, for some water. You will give me some, you know, as long as we are genuine. This is not about no rainfall. Eh?
Hello.
Was that a
You know
question?
about no rainfall, don't it?
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure you were making a statement as opposed to asking a question.
I am saying to us, this is all about poor rainfall.
Oh,
You're talking about the amount of trees around me here, so you see? If that was what bring rain alone, would have rain 24/7. Whole heap of trees, Dervan. Breadfruit, mango, all kind of trees full of brown in here, sir. I mean, no, sir. And a sort of trees do that car, you give the weather report to, and you tell us something about the weather and the different kind of condition of the atmosphere. I mean, I'm feeling all daytime heating bring rain and all kind of something based on my studies of the weather. But I'm not joking, Jamaican people. We don't pray with the storm and pray with this and pray with that. We need to confess this sin and tell God we serve. We behave, we have become blessed with so much. And we are very naughty. And when we don't pray hard for forgiveness of our sins and turn from our wicked ways to us, Father, thank you for some rain. And save innocence and rain down. Seriously.
well, we've been getting some sprinklings.
Yeah, man, but not the kind of rain, the aquifer. By the time the sun come out, couple minutes to dry up, you know. The sun is so, now I'm going to reach out the door if I got nothing yet, I'm supposed to do work for a Friday. I not chance it, I wait till it go down, you know. Well, if I outside work till I for me do. But me not take that sun out there with joke, you know. So I have to wait until it cool off in the evening, thank God night I come late, nearly 7 o'clock. So I go out there to do some work. But we love pray to God for the hurricane and pray to God for this and ask God for this. Now we need to start confess this thing, you know. And tell God we serve for all the rottenness. And when I know we commit this sin, you know. Like Israel. Some people in Israel, in them days, them confess this sin. And make sure we bring myself in it too. And ask the Lord, please for some rain. You give us some rain, you know. If we just do what is right and control the weather. Have a nice rest of the evening, my history teacher.
And you do likewise, Miss Mervis.
All the wonderful listeners of Power here and abroad.
Thank you. Thank you on their behalf. All the best.
And the great workers there.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to Nicola in central Jamaica. Thanks for tuning in. Carl Whittingham says that one earthquake changed Port Royal in reference to the 1692 earthquake, June 7, 1692. Jackie Park says fascinating history, isn't it, Jackie Park? Thank you very much. Philip Grant says yes. I'm not sure what the yes is for, but yes. And Derek Morgan says, just for clarification, yesterday I made a statement, legalism at best. The caller didn't understand. Please see definitions. Legalism pejoratively refers to the view that Christians should not engage in social practices perceived as contrary to a Christian witness, such as gambling, dancing, consuming alcohol, enjoying secular entertainment, or wearing immodest clothing, etc. Thank you very much for adding the explanation to your message, Derek Morgan. Thank you very much. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and faithful listeners. Good afternoon, Faye Weller and faithful listeners. Sophia Nemard, good afternoon to you too. Always good to have you on board. Yadi TV, we see your messages with respect to Boat Island and wishing everybody a blessed weekend. Thank you. Pastor Carleen Carr, hello to you too. Thank you very much for tuning in. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
sunny eye, where our sun is shining. When the moon comes riding, I can hear you then, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling, calling to me.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And taking your calls on 876-922-411225, 876-922-411225. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Our good friend Dwayne Roxborough in Florida sent us a video which we haven't had the opportunity to audition, and so we'll keep that on pause for the time being. Thank you very much for your message. And there are some other messages that are popping up. Not sure, just trying to identify the author of these messages that are popping up. Let's see. All right, we'll have to audition those messages off air because we can't do both. So we're going to move on from that and continue with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to Jessica. She says, greetings to you and your listeners. Thank you very much, Jessica. And all the very best to you. Thank you. And continuing with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Still taking your calls on 876-922-411225, 876-922-411225. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Lost that connection. Feel free to call us back, 876-922-411225. Here we go again. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am fine, thanks. And you? I think there's a radio in your space there.
Moving from it.
Please.
Yeah. Is it clear now?
Not super clear, but it's bearable. It's manageable.
All right, let me turn it down. Good. The way the country is being run now, Dervan, it says a lot, about the leadership,
Well, nobody can escape that. Once, in fact, invariably you find that it's not only the leadership that is culpable, it's those of us.
Oh, yes, you're right. We get what we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's still a democracy, right?
Indeed.
All right. But we really, I'm mad how people is not mad.
Yeah, I think I think people have become, I don't know, I can't quantify how many, but people
They
have,
become numb.
yeah, and just essentially they have resigned themselves to a particular situation to say, all right, well, this is how it is, and so the thing set, and they're just
There's an area on the outskirts of Mayfair, right?
yes.
Just across from Mirror Light, next to the new mall, Millennium Mall.
Yes.
And the road leading from the mall to the district of Cartel is so bad.
The district of what?
Cartel, Curatoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the highway spans that area,
Oh.
Yes.
Mm.
I've been making overtures to the mayor, the councillors, everybody that can to fix the road. About 3 months ago, the mayor brought some 1-inch stone and threw it on the road with no roller, no concrete, and he expected it to stay. Within days, the stones were at the Craven Channel chain. You see the problem with the area, Dervan?
Mm.
It's between a rock and a hard place.
How so?
All right, let me tell you. Southeast ends on one bank,
Mm-hmm.
and central ends on another bank. Therefore, the road is in no man's land.
Oh.
You understand?
Fatherless.
The constituent ends at the embankment,
Mm-hmm.
and the road is in a terrible state. So what I tell you?
It's
The councillor for one half of the division has died several years ago. He was a mayor, former mayor, and Mayfair Brown. Nothing has been done since for the area. We haven't seen the MP, Colonel Charles, since the last, I think a couple days before election.
You can't be serious.
I'm serious. I'm not lying. I've not seen him in certain parts of the road. A forest is growing. I told the mayor, and yet all he's doing is lifting the sidewalk unnecessarily in certain areas in Mayfair. It's just job for the boys. The real issue is that need purpose. It's not being done. The road is terrible. There's a basic school. And either side of the basic school, you have to pick your way through it. People have to drive on the wrong side of the road to reach where they're going, because, one side is always a little bit better than the other side. So the one is on the wrong side, and the one is coming up has to wait until it passes. What kind of condition? I in that area people pay them tax. Non-violent, basically crime-free. We want the people now. But we get some redress.
Well, that situation, I learned from the moment I learned from reading copies of The Economist, in figures, and realized that Jamaica was high up on the list of countries with the most roads per square kilometers. I then resigned myself to the reality that we will always have these road issues on the basis that we have more than we can have. We have more roads than we can fund and fix.
Well, look, the idea, I just bring in some 1-inch stone to throw in the hole, in the first place. I use the back of a shovel to tap it down. And may I advise that? How long would from a common sense point of view, all that could have lost, Dervan. You use the bucket of shovel to tap in 1 inch stone that trucks maybe 10, 20, 30 tons with load is running over. What do you expect? I am here still. I'm talking all of that.
You're gonna get exactly what you give.
I know. But you see, sometimes the scheduling are getting them removed. It's so far that even sometimes when it comes, people so fed up. Them going by it because it's a case where it's the same dog food, it's just a different can. Yes, like that. All right. You see, this Minister of Finance, Dervan, he has lost his meeting now as being a great finance minister, you know.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say it's apparent? Just 3 months after the budget is casting a supplementary budget. Although the irrefutable one, Rathan Ayman, he said we're going to have 4 supplementary budgets this year. He said that long before he did this one. I'm hanging on for every word the Rathan said.
So how many have we? Are we at 4 already?
No.
Oh.
We're at 1. But we're not 3 months yet in this financial year.
Right,
April, May, June, yes, basically 3 months. We're going to have 4 more because all that negotiation that you were so excited about the transformation or what it was calling it, advertising, selling it, that people will be better off. How come he's actually renegotiating a lot of it now?
Well, that's the nature of the business.
And the trade unionists who sat down initially, how they agreed and now they disagree.
Well, that's the question I've initially when this all started to fall apart. That's the question that I heard certain people saying, certain people asking, who were the people who signed off, and on whose behalf, and did they have permission to sign off on behalf of this or that group?
Yes.
Which in and of itself tells a story. We learned a few years ago that the trade unions in this country, I don't know, they seem to have lost whatever they,
They've lost their clothes.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of maintaining the membership, maintain the executive. It's job for the executive now. Because one of the things where I know they've lost it, you see, look at the Constitution now, which is being contemplated, or they make some arrangements to make a new Constitution, or whatever they're going to do with this one.
Constitutional reform.
And the rights of the workers is not enshrined. Dervan company come here and pay less than the minimum wage that's advised, the GIC rate. You should not have that when both parties came out of trade unionism.
I wonder if that is one of the areas being looked at. If not, then it's worth.
But even the unions, they're not coming to start certain labor laws, constitution. When last year they raised them out about that.
Yeah, I don't know how
they want to make some secret deal
when the unions in this country became so flaccid in terms of their
workers.
Yes.
I think that they're bought out, you know. They're another one that's bought out, you know. No matter how you them raise them, you know. They're bought out.
But in the end, who benefits?
The executive.
Oh.
Because, you know, them get a golden parachute, you know, usually, you know, at the expense of the workers.
But the executives, they need to remember that the executives come and the executives go. Those positions are quite transient.
I know, but you know, so there, it's like they have a monopoly on it. Because how often you hear somebody new running, being promoted in the executive? Only certain people in the year, repeatedly. That time, and Maurice, that, that's all the people here. There's nothing new and vibrant in terms of the labor movement. Nothing new.
One moment, please.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs-controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
Hi, I'm Julia Cuthbert Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. July is Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month. Our healthcare workers have given remarkable service to support and safeguard the health of all Jamaicans, from our porters, drivers, and administrators, midwives, and medical technologists, all healthcare workers in all forms. We value you and all you've given to our people. Thank you for your bravery and commitment to Jamaica. Happy Healthcare Worker Appreciation Month. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
It's the moon and I confiding, letting you know that I.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Hello? Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes.
And Dervan, you know, so the opposition is not pushing for us enough on certain issues. They're not making certain points where the government really mess up. They're not doing it enough.
Where does that leave the people?
Well, between a rock and a hard place.
Well, you did say that, yes.
Yes, it is like that. They're not. You see, if the government was the opposition on certain issues, there'd be more voices for us. Because Andrew Owens knows for Caesar moment. You think if Mark Golding had proposed a salary increase and the stage we are in the economy, you think Andrew Owens would have taken it? I guarantee you that walked out of the house. You'd have a vote state. He would not accept that. That's politics, they call it, you know. That's a put a moment for him. He would, even if he wanted it, even if it was his hard desire, you'd have to take that uptick moment. You know the uptick moment in politics?
Yeah, you can't escape those. Those are always at the ready.
Because look now, when the opposition leader is giving back 80%, and he is giving back it, and the rest is keeping there. Wait, look, it looks like they're leading a bunch of artists, men, because they're giving back theirs, and the man they're leading not giving it. Where that's such it?
Yeah, it's a mess.
Because the leader gave back, and they didn't give back. That wasn't exemplifying.
No, it's...
Yeah, it should have followed suit. It only shows that maybe it was the leadership has some conscience.
Yeah, my late mother would say, what's the expression? If you're going to do it, just do it good and done.
Yes. And me truly believe there's only one way to do a job. Do it well.
That's right.
And just like Fidel saying, I want to quote, one can have many excuses to do a job poorly. But one can have no excuse to call a poorly done job well done. And we're in that he said now, especially in the level of journalism too. The journalism needed now in Jamaica more than at any other time to bring some clarity and decompose some of the things that has us confused.
That's true.
We need journalism. The journalism we have in Jamaica is pathetic. I think you know what they're noticing. Some journalists who toe the line or carry the narrative is appointed in certain positions, like giving senators and giving, we call it, with a strategy. When the strategy they bring about is even worse than what it was. But we know the station there come from basically echo the government and actually promote the government narrative. I think they're working for your ambassador this time. Have a good day, Dervan.
All right, thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon, Joan Edgehill. Thank you very much for tuning in. All the very best. And to the others, welcome. If you're just joining us, good to have you on board Both Sides of the Story here on Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here's a call coming through on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Dervan.
Line, same as the WhatsApp number. That radio, I have to turn off that radio, please. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Turn off the radio.
Turn off that radio. Yes, Dervan.
Yes, good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Have you ever considered that these men who we have chosen to lead us?
It's not only men. It's not only men.
The politicians.
Mm.
Do you ever look into it and say, oh, they have shoved the university one side and put them in a little corner by themselves, like they are such like a set of naughty boys.
Why do you say that?
Because every successful country always look to the university for all problems to be solved. And I've seen here in Jamaica that the politicians do not turn to our university where the vast wealth of knowledge is there to help this country.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Even in the United States of America, in the election, did you know that the university is the last place that the election is ratified?
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. They always look towards the university to ratify the election. It is a body in the university who is there to study the next person who is to become the next president of America.
Oh.
Am I speaking something that you don't know of?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
From your point of view, do you think that our government in the past and present has ever turned to the university to solve our problem?
Yeah, the University of the West Indies in particular, and maybe we should move away from just keep highlighting the University of the West Indies and refer to all the universities in Jamaica, have at some point been involved in some project or initiative or study, and from time to time we get the reports are presented from time to time, the universities host expos to showcase the work, the research work that they've been doing. And I mean, we can always do with more, but there's some work to be done. But there was a time when on this program we talked about that a lot, because I would normally say we don't want to hear from the politicians or the political directorate. We want to hear from the researchers, the thinkers, the analysts, those.
Dervan, that if you do a case study now, the only places we have used people coming straight out of the university is in the hospital and in the education sector. When it come on to things like making certain decision where the big money would be spending. Take for instance, if that hospital there in Montego Bay was put to the university to do a research and a study, the Cornwall Regional Hospital would be ready years ago.
Well, be careful now, because people from the university were involved. I'm not sure to the extent to which they're still involved, or if the Jamaican from overseas with certain expertise is still in charge of the contract for Cornwall Regional. But it was people from the University of the West Indies were a part of the renovation, rehabilitation, restoration, investigation of the operations at Cornwall Regional Hospital. So UWI was involved. UWI people were involved. UWI representatives.
I'm saying, Mr. Dervan, if our government use the university more often in making decisions for this country, the citizens of this country would get more, and the country would save a whole heap of money. And what that would do, Dervan, is cut out cronyism and malignment in giving out contract to party affiliates and so on.
Yeah, well, we can try, and there are those who have tried in the past, and there are those who have been successful in using certain research techniques to arrive at certain positions and decisions. But we have to recognize that this, after all, we have to recognize that this is the age of data. This is the age of gathering data and being able to have that data work for you in the decision-making process. And so more of that is to be encouraged, the gathering of data to make informed decisions and make sure our decisions are data-driven. That's where we are now. And those of us who are not there yet have a lot of catching up to do. It's all about the data-driven world.
And in ending the van, can you promise us on this lovely program that you'll try and get some representative from the university and discuss what I'm saying, please, because the Jamaican people need more than what the politician can shove on them. It doesn't make sense that every country in the world.
Hold a moment, please. One moment.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 754-3714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Thanks for holding. We'll give you an opportunity to wrap up what you've been saying.
As I was saying, and I'm asking you, please, if you could get some representative from the university and your program to highlight what I'm saying, because the Jamaican people need another step towards a better life, and every country in the world has gained wealth and knowledge from the university, and our government now and in the past is sidestepping the university. I sent a text to you.
Why would you say that? Why do you say they're sidestepping?
Yeah, because most government sidestep the university, and is not looking. Every country in the world get their development. Look at downtown Kingston. The sewage problem for years and years. Look at Princess Street. The effluent gushing from under the road.
But people could argue as well. They could argue that, hey, a lot of the work that should have been done or could have been done or was never done or needs to be done is or was supposed to have been done by those who we train through our universities, etc.
Yes, Dervan, that is where our problem is, because when you go to the Kingston Public Hospital, you know, it's not really the doctor is the problem, you know, because the doctors are coming straight from the university, but it's the place where the doctors are working inside the hospital. It is not the doctor who is not working to help the Jamaican people. It is the place, which is the Kingston Public Hospital, is the problem. If the university...
Also, hold on. So we're specifically... No, that's a big jump. So we're at the Kingston Public Hospital specifically now. That's what you're talking about now.
Yes, I'm telling you, instead of sending someone instead of sending the minister of health to the hospital to tour it, send the university people to do the study and the shortcoming of the hospital, and then they'll put it to the place where it should dealt with. Because if the politician them go there do a thesis, and them find out say 99% of the people them say the X-ray machine them should be in the hospital, and them would prefer to pay even a 500 to $500 to register at the hospital. The politician them going to push it one side and say no, we are campaigning on free health system, and free health system cannot go nowhere in the world. There is nowhere in the world there is a free health system. If I go to a private hospital, I'll be paying almost 6,000 or 7,000 to see a doctor freely.
Yeah, well, the countries of the world have different approaches, or take different approaches to their health facilities, and the access that is necessary. In some countries, their access is very high in terms of being able to get healthcare when they need it. In other countries, it's less than it should be. So every country is different, and their levels of being able to fund the healthcare sector in the respective countries. That is where the rubber hits the road. And fundamentally,
Dervan,
yes.
Dervan, I know that you're speaking in a chair of diplomacy there now, and I
don't know about
that
a chair of. I don't know about.
But we in Jamaica.
No. Hello.
To return to a university, no, Dervan. Now the time, Dervan Malcolm, for us to turn to our university. Now is the
but
time.
Who said we had turned away from our universities? Universities are still working. They're still in the labs. They're working on a solution. I think they might be finished by now in terms of dealing with the mosquito infestation and related matters, etc.
Mosquito is not the problem. The Dervan.
You're missing the point. Come on, man. Hello. Just back up a bit. You're missing the point. It's not that mosquito is not the problem. Nobody's saying the mosquito is a fundamental problem. What we are saying is that that's an indication, that's an example of the university at work. That's an example. I was actually giving you an example of the university at work, since it seemed that that's the position you have been supporting. But you rebelled a while ago. I don't know. You went elsewhere.
Dervan, I am tired of these politicians making this decision for us, while we have university in the country where the knowledge and the know-how and the research can be done. Look at what.
But it is being done. The fundamental point, though, is that it is being done.
Look at what is going on at the Kingston Public Hospital, the Cornwall Regional Hospital, the Petrojam, Spaga. All of those things should be put to the university. And I close here, Derv, and it was nice speaking to you. And I'm Yardi TV. Okay, Derv.
All right, Yardi TV. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Roy Scott B says, if a task is once begun, we be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. That's a gem. Thank you very much for reminding us of that, Jem. Roy Scott B. To the phone lines once again. It's well, hold on. Let's just clear this message because it's connected to what was just said. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida, says, Dervan, I'm listening to the caller speaking about not seeing his MP, Mr. Charles, since election. Certainly, all people will not see their MPs. However, all constituencies have councillors, and many of us fail to seek audience with them. They are the eyes and ears of their individual communities and is there to communicate the needs to the MPs, especially those who hold ministerial positions. And that's from Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida. Let's go back to the phone lines 876 922 4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello. Let's try again 876 922 4112 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Let's hop over to the WhatsApp line right now and see what's up. June in Oslo, Norway is tuned in as usual. She says, good evening, good afternoon, Jamaica time, good evening, your time. When I listen to you, I always learn something that I can teach my children. Proud of you, she says. Thank you, Miss June, for your kind sentiments. Del Mignot says, good evening, Mr. Dervan. What should we be mad about now? Mr. Dervan, when people get mad in Jamaica, things get worse. We burn up the road and loot people's business place, especially the criminals. According to Statin, more people are working more than ever. So people are busy taking care of their lives. No time for protesting. Protesting bears no fruit. Waste of time. What is wrong with revising our budget and adding more money to it? The prosecutors are upset because they say doctors are better paid. We call that bad mind. All category. If workers will not be paid the same salary, some of us are speaking as if we want disruption in the country. How will that help us? I am waiting with bated breath to see if or when the other party wins, what they will do better. And that's from Del Mignot. Thank you for your message, Miss Del. All the best to you. Cuban in Georgia says, hi, Sir Malcolm. Leslie is more sounding like he has switched allegiance with the JLP. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, moving from one to the other. He has done it before. Anyway, he's batting heavily for the comrades now, says Cuban in Georgia. And then he sends us another message. Sir Malcolm, I didn't know if you let Miss Mervis know I wanted to get in contact with her. Please and thanks. All right, Miss Mervis, Cuban in Georgia, wants to get in touch with you. Another one. Good day, my brother. Oh, no, that's not my message. That's not for both sides. Let's move on. Let's go to the phone lines. 876-365-3346 is the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. The regular call-in lines, 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. With Jamaica leading the rest of the Caribbean, seeking help for the people of Haiti by taking the Haitians who came here to court, charge them and send them back. Do you think the wrong signal is being sent? Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary. Well, that issue came up yesterday and it was discussed right here. And the 2 points put on the board were, on the one hand, those who had to carry out the act of penalizing the Haitians would tell you that they were discharging their duties, they're doing their job. And there's another school of thought that says, come on, man, the people of Haiti have been through so much. Did you have to to treat them as you did. Then the government says, but hold on there. They had an opportunity to ask for asylum, but they didn't ask for asylum. And then a chorus of Jamaicans say, yes, I believe that. They didn't, because I don't think it's Jamaica they wanted to come to. They just wanted to use Jamaica as a vehicle to get to the United States, for example. And but then one wonders, there's a situation that usually occurs, I think usually at Christmas time, is it? That some convicts are allowed, who are unable to pay the fine or any other sanctions, and they get help from charitable organizations. I'm just wondering why no one stepped forward in this regard. As far as we're aware, nobody stepped forward to say we're representing the Haitians. Hello. More in a moment.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Let's go to the phone lines once again. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, my professor.
Good afternoon.
Dervan, I
Yes,
just want to say this to your listeners and your WhatsApp, listeners and your viewers on YouTube. They need to go in and press the like button to stimulate the algorithm and contribute to the program. Because Dervan, you get more advertisement on YouTube than you get on the radio. Yeah, and I tell you, this program will grow, because we're going to need this program for 2030. Dervan.
yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you about four revolutions that has been fought, four bloody revolutions, enough people dead in order to make a change. The American Revolution, when Americans were kicking England out of their country in order to go republic, it was very bloody in the Dervan. And when the Americans were killing off the Indians in order to take over their land, it was also very bloody.
Yeah.
And one of the things that came out of that revolution was a slogan that the Americans are what they call Indian givers. They practice Indian giving. You ever hear that term?
Indian giving, no?
Alright, when they give you anything with one hand,
They take it back with the other. But why use a particular ethnic group in that regard though?
because the Americans, they wanted the land, you know. So when the winter came, they laced the blankets with yellow fever and give it to the Indian to cover their body. And the Indian would give them some land, and the Indians never wake up. Most of them died by disease, smallpox.
Oh.
Alright, come over to France. The French Revolution was very bloody, you know.
Yes.
And I say come out of the French Revolution about the fourth estate. You know what they call the fourth estate?
The media.
Thank you, sir. So you see that man who called about the university?
Yes.
The university is right in our homes right now with both sides of the story. It is we not honest in the university.
Yes.
And one of the beauty about Jamaica, every community has a university or a secondary school graduate. That's one of the beauty of our educational system. But you know what's wrong with us, Dervan?
What's that?
We're not honest in the knowledge that each other uses. Like all you know, Dervan. We live in a one room over Portmore, you see? 6 rooms upon the house in which I live, but we don't want one. We don't want a big house. And we take JUTC bus, you know. And we take taxi when we have the quick move them, right? I used to drive a car, but I don't drive a car anymore because the car is a liability to me.
Oh.
The car pay toll till me dead there, I mean, I have the money. But I'm take a JUTC bus. And you know, people undermine me for that, Dervan.
Really?
Yeah, even the spouse that I live with. They say, never, not even like a car. That is one of our big mistakes we make in Jamaica. We're looking up to people and looking down on people. Because most of us do have the spirituality. The spirituality, because vanity them are dealing with materialism. And that is one of the reasons out of the French Revolution. The fourth estate, Dervan, one of your core responsibility. That is not on your job description by your boss at Greater Jamaica, Greenago. It's a responsibility. You, Dervan Malcolm, one of my radio professor, you must prevent the politicians from putting the Jamaican people back into slavery. You know that? Based on the French Revolution of the concept of the fourth estate.
Yes, we have to stimulate the mindset and help to position our people in such a way that they are able to discern and to effectively know enough about their affairs and what their rights are, etc., so that they can make informed decisions.
Thank you, Professor. Dervan, you know what? You are called, people like you and me, that I'm a trained accountant here, Dervan.
Yes.
We are what they call gatekeepers of the city.
Yes.
And some of the people, if never tell you this now, let me tell you about the other two revolution. The Cuban Revolution. That is a very bloody revolution, you know. Very serious revolution. You know, one of the terms that came out of the Cuban Revolution was that women, I'm not going to tell you the real term I'm using, but I'm going to use a word here. And this is a very serious word. What came out of the Cuban Revolution was an ideology known as pussification. You ever hear that word, Dervan? It is in the English language that the ladies and gentlemen. I'm not preaching any rule. You ever hear that word?
No, not that one. There's a variation of it, but not that one.
All right, listen. In Cuba, after the revolution, what they found was that the people needed land. So the women attached themselves to the men, and then after a certain time, they would divorce them and get part of the land. And what Fidel Castro do was to make it easier for people to divorce. And the government owned the land and the house. That means when you divorce the man, the two of them live in the house. You can't leave with you can't block up the man. Much up the man, attach yourself to the man. Using that term in order to take their property. Very serious, you know. Now we see in Jamaica here now, we don't have no revolution yet, but we have rebellion. You follow?
Yes.
We have two rebellions led by two churchmen. One over St. James, Sam Sharp, them and him in St. James, and one over St. Thomas, Paul Bogle. Two Baptist churchmen. You know what came out of our rebellion? I tell you, bad-mindedness. Am I right, Professor?
That's a disease.
Hallelujah! Talk to me, tell the people in Westmoreland, let them hear, man. And that I wash up Jamaica, bad mind, and undermine. Don't undermine and bad mind are the same thing. All right, we are undermining one another. We have a beautiful community like Portmore. A lot of people going to retire over here. Over here it's very hot, Dervan, hot like fire. Dervan, you know that the women over here, the menopausal women, they are burning up, roasting in their house. One of them threw ice water, one of them are 72. And the way she hot in the house, in the midday. She don't have no AC because she can't pay the AC bill. You know what she go in the fridge, go down. Take out the ice water and choke on her and get struck. But that's grace, man. And over here, there's so much university graduates, so much professional. And now they want a Sunday evening, even once every 3 months. Don't take them chill and sit down on a corner in the community. And every one person out of each household must. And we discuss things about the community and fix the youth in the community. Nobody knows about that, Dervan. Everybody does a thing to show up on one another. We not anything the capital that we have for the education system. But we live in a bad Dervan. And that is our problem in Jamaica with the bad mind what we have. But as we leave with this, Professor, you see, when I'm not telling you, it's a water commission. You know, this water commission having a cash flow problem and a working capital problem as well.
Yes.
The government can negotiate with the Minister of Labour about a deal for their workers because the union put a 72-day strike action on them last week. And they work out a formula.
Yes.
But when they go back and they check the bank account, they're going to short $1 billion to pay the people and by a certain date. But they can't borrow it, you know. They have to come and collect from people who owe them on the road. We know serious that going to cause in the economy, Dervan.
People like who on the road?
Like some people who see some construction site who have caveat on the building that owe the commission money. Some big tenant yard in the inner city not paying water rate and the big bill. Over Portmore years, some big bill that come out. They're going to have to collect it by a certain date. Okay? And people do have that money in and they're going to have to borrow it and pay. And you see a big bank, NCB, you know, say, when you look at the balance sheet of the Water Commission, who do you think they owe the most money? The big bank of the country. You see, by 2030, Dervan, based on my assessment of this economy, the Water Commission will be owned by that bank by 2030. Never tell you that, you know. Because the Water Commission is more important to them than the bank. You hear me tell you? If you think a Water Commission who control water in Jamaica is bigger than a bank in Jamaica, Dervan. Hello?
Say that again?
The Water Commission of Jamaica. Is it bigger than the NCB Bank? What you say?
In terms of value?
In terms of value, done.
Yes.
Well, they're going to own the bank sooner or later. Remember me tell you that. That's my opinion. And let me tell you another thing. You see, when you see the big bank, don't really working capital. Working capital, we are talking about Dervan. Not dollars and cents to me, you need to travel upon the JUTC, but also driving in your car and going to the supermarket. They don't have that, you know. They have money for real estate. Most of those high-rise buildings that used to going up all over the place. It's the bank's own, you know. You know that?
Yeah.
And the money that the people lodge in the bank, not getting any interest on it. It is being funding those buildings, you know that? So at the end of the day, your big bank own the Water Commission, and the people in the community killing off each other. And while they're killing off each other, they're not harnessing the university education that they send them children to school to clean up them community. What do you think going to happen to us, my professor? Talk to me, man, please, and thanks. Dervan.
Yes.
You're a Jamaican man.
Yes.
There's more work to be done in Jamaica now to the 21st of July 2023 than when slavery was abolished. You believe me?
I have no doubt.
The amount of work that is to be done in Jamaica right now. And the people, they must know so they have to stop the crime in Dervan. You see, prosecutor, they want to make up nice money. You know what the average prosecutor gets to see salary when the month done, Dervan, right now?
No,
Average.
I don't know. I don't know.
$500,000 a month. Never tell you this, Dervan. If me earn $500,000 a month, we don't need the salary increase, my boss. We good to go. But the $500,000 man, you still want more. He might equate himself with a doctor. You think a prosecutor more valuable to you than a doctor? Huh?
Well,
Because doctor $2 million a month salary, that, you know. You think the prosecutor more valuable to the people that are listening to this show than a lawyer? Than a prosecutor who is a lawyer? And look at the people that are in the courthouse who don't prosecute. They say that poor people who live in a Portmore and Jungle and Lima and Tiverton and all over the university. That's the problem.
all over the country. We're hearing you loud and clear, and the message is clear. It's just left up to us, we the people, to be clear as to the sense of direction that we wish to pursue.
You know what the Bible means, D-I-B-L-E? You know what Bible means?
I think you have told us that before, but you can remind us.
It means basic intelligence before leaving the earth.
Yeah.
So it's within the Bible, there's some basic ideas and intelligence that we're going to need before we leave the earth. And one of the things of the commandments, you know, we have to come together in a Dervan. We must learn to live as brothers and sisters or perish as fools. We have to stop the crime thing in our country now. And make these prosecutors and these lawyers who are collecting money every month and know say what you want. Yeah, I'm going to feel off how we like we are Latin, man. I'm a good Christian, my professor.
All right. Thanks for the call. Take care.
Yeah, take care.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
17 minutes past 4 o'clock.
Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
Oh, sunny eye, we're lost.
17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. And to the children, the students, the schoolers, have you done your homework yet? Yes, we know you're on holiday, but you know what we always say? Even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. As we always say, young people, sorry, something else just popping up here. Well, thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112 Someone has sent us a video of the beach, and the message says Neville in Portmore, when he went to the beach, or when last he took his spouse on the beach. Neville needs more hugs and love always, and more hugs and love, always alarmist and aggressive. chill, Neville. And then the person goes on to say, poor Neville, praying for his health. What a man stressed. Neville's spouse, love him more into calmness, this person says. Thank you very much for your message. And Neville, otherwise known as Salah, says, Dervan, you need to back up. I recall that expertise from the university and other medical expertise was telling Dr. Tufton that he takes the old building down and rebuild Cornwall Regional Hospital. He didn't listen. He has spent in excess of 20 billion so far. I don't know about the figure. They're not speaking the truth, much more than that of what you hear. Salah from Kingston. Salah, you might want to back up. You might want to back up, Salah. But I don't know. I'm trying to get the essence of what you're saying, though. And I'm trying to put your words together so that we can understand what you're saying. I recall that expertise from the university and other medical expertise was telling Dr. Tufton that he takes the old building. Are you trying to say he should take down the old building and rebuild Cornwall Regional Hospital? He didn't listen. He has spent in excess of, and you have 20 billion here. I don't know about that figure. So far, they're not speaking the truth, much more than that of what you hear. Salah from Kingston. I guess what you're saying is you're saying that in the height of the treatment of the building housing Cornwall Regional Hospital, that there were words of advice with respect to what to do, and it wasn't done, and it has ended up costing the country billions of dollars. You don't need to go out of your way to pad a message. In other words, the point is made. It's quite evident. It's quite obvious. So you don't need to pad it with falsehoods. You don't need to do that. If you already have a point, you are on the right track, you are staying close to the facts, and you know you're standing on solid ground, you don't need to stack and create that which is not so. Please, that's not called for. You're standing on solid ground, you're speaking the truth. You don't need to pack up everything else that, and some of which doesn't relate, to try and make your point, because you have a point already. You don't need to stack it up with all kinds of things. You speak your truth and speak it clearly, says Desiderata. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know what is happening here. Okay, so let's do this. And let's see who else is messaging us. All right, let's go to the phone lines. In fact, we're taking a call now on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I am fine, thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. I hear telling brother say him don't have to stock out the thing, he might already have a point, right?
Yeah, it's I don't know why we tend to do that as people. We have already won, but we are in Jamaican parlance, we say we overdo it. We overdo it. You already have a point, and everybody knows what the truth is in terms of Cornwall Regional Hospital. So you don't need to stack it. It tells its own story.
Before I go to what I call about,
yes,
I don't know you're going to defend this. I saw on the RGR Communication Group website today saying come National Heroes Day, the Norman Manley Airport will rename the Dervan Malcolm International Airport.
Please. All right, serious business now. Let's move on.
All right, serious business now. Anyhow, for the Asian people, now he's a man who travel some major countries like the United States, England, and Canada. And people like Jamaican who live there, sometimes you can interview them and ask them, why when especially people go there illegal, they don't do them like I see after the Asian, they're finding them and possibly send the prison.
When people go where illegally?
Like in the United States and Canada and England. They don't find them. I don't find that happening in the Caribbean.
Oh.
Now, when you go there, like the United States, if you then catch you illegally, they put you up place they call a chrome and they give you opportunity to get a lawyer.
If they catch you committing an illegal act. What you just said was if they catch you illegally.
Like if you overstay or you enter illegal.
But anyway,
you may end up in prison if they deport you and you re-enter. But for the first time, you get opportunity to get the thing them regularized and how if you have a lawyer, your family have like to do that. But in Jamaica, well not Jamaica, I noticed in the Caribbean alone and do that. You go to court and fine you and possibly put you in jail. I don't understand that.
Oh. Well, they will tell you that they're carrying out the law. That's what the law is.
Yeah, but they need to change that law. A man cannot run from persecution or hardship or whatever. And then
but they had an opportunity, according to the report that we have, they had an opportunity to say whether they were to apply, whether they were applying for asylum. That would be a different story. Applying for asylum. So there's a different process for that.
But they were given opportunity to do that?
Well, that's the information that has come out, that they did not seek asylum.
No, but if you ask a person, them say they don't want it, that's a different thing. But you can.
They did not. They did not seek asylum. That's the information that is in the public domain.
Yeah, but Mr. Malcolm, sometimes if you don't make the person know that they can do that, then you leave them in the dark.
Like I said, I'm not repeating it. Let's move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I think this going on the power that be for the next 10, 20 years. People going to keep talking about it. It'd be better if you say, all right, we're sending straight back home. Then you're going to find him and then possibly give him jail time. And I see sometimes Jamaica and overseas have a hard time and the government intervene and talk some stuff about that country not protecting Jamaica and then not doing this. When in fact we are also doing it to our brothers and sisters.
Mm.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next point. I hear the finance minister this morning on the news saying they're gonna import horse to save the horse racing business. So all these years, what was saving the business?
The people in the business and their business.
Well, economy there, so but at the same time,
Ghana.
So
You think this is a game or a championship? Ah, no, but on a serious note, there are matters of in the diplomatic field. Uh, it requires uh, a measured approach. It requires a measured approach, and it's just not any and any response because it's country to country. But I'm not sure we have time to go into that. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Education plays a critical role in the lives of our young people. At the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, we ensure financially challenged students across the Caribbean are given increased access to higher education so they can continue to transform their lives and the lives of others. Support our mission in shaping the lives of our future leaders. Donate to educate. Contact our office at 212-759-9345 for more details.
Oh, that I'll come to a sunny isle where a star is.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. And people can set up people, either directly or indirectly. That's another thing. So they say they make noise and push for a particular action. And knowing the consequences of pushing in that direction, but because they're trying to set up somebody, they take a particular tact, a particular perspective, so that knowing that the individual is likely to come upon a situation which will cause a particular reaction, which would then cause that person to look bad. There are, my late mother used to say, tricks in trade. Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Sounds like you're underwater now. What's that? Audio not so clear.
So they hear me clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, the man who let's call you know, one find a word to use, like breed the horse and suffer racing. What do for them business?
Like any other business, it either is resilient enough to bounce back, or if it's a small business, chances are it might go under and without any chance of a return, or it might result in a level of resilience that gives birth to a new enterprise and innovation and all these things. It's not the end of the world when these things happen, when a business fails or a business goes bankrupt, etc. We had a Jamaican by the name of Robert Lightburn, whose talent was transforming unprofitable business into profitable and productive enterprises. And that in and of itself is a rare skill. Somebody's trying to go ahead. No, those who are the operators of the business are going to do what business operators do, try to make it work. And if it doesn't seem to be working, then they might choose to take another route. But they're not just going to lay down and die. It's
why
not.
asking? If you notice, sometimes the farmers them would make nice say, while them are plan for them thing and go try to the local market, the government are importing from them and that make it difficult for their business.
Government is not in the business of import or importation.
So when them bring certain things from foreign come here, government have nothing to do with it. It's the local man them doing it.
No, the point is you're making it sound as if the government is in the business of importation, as the government itself. It's the government itself is not necessarily involved in the business of importation. The government has responsibility for policy, giving the country a sense of direction. It's like a traffic police, really. It's to facilitate businesses, enterprise, good living, etc., etc., etc. Everything else is part of what goes into a functional society. So there are companies that need to bring in items that we can't provide here in Jamaica, and so they have to be imported.
All right. Well, last summer, I remember the year is.
Your line is going.
Why we not? Repeat?
We lost you for a moment there. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, what I was saying is that years ago, I think there's some complaint here that saying why the rice business died in Jamaica. While them are planting rice here, them are bringing rice from foreign company them.
Yes, I read that bit of history.
Yeah, so if me have my thing on the local market and you bring in from overseas, then you cripple my business.
I mean, it's a decision that has to be made on the basis of the facts and the data that is before the decision maker. Who on what basis? I mean, first of all, is there a policy on the subject of rice? And what is that policy based on? Yeah, what is that policy? And then you take it from there now to the point where you make a distinction, if you need to say, this is the reason why we have chosen to engage in this arrangement with the government of Guyana on the basis of our existing bilateral relationship, blah, 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 blah. But it can't be something, it's not something that is just done. You don't just get up and do it. It has to have some kind of grounding. It can't be something that is fleeting. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I see the way you see it. But when I look at it is, if the government of Guyana said, all right, you're not taking my goods, I'm not taking your goods, so you force us to take their goods.
If the government of Guyana says what?
You're not taking my goods in Jamaica, so I'm not going to take your goods in Guyana.
And
So
they would be free to do that. There's nothing to stop them from doing that.
And so
but they would know as well that it has implications, their actions, their decisions, their choices in relating to a fellow CARICOM nation will have implications one way or another.
Okay. So, say good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boss. Thank you very much. I have to run now. I forgot working.
All right. Thanks for calling. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. This one says, Mr. Malcolm, evening, I'm asking you to send birthday wishes to Mr. Stephen McLean. He will be 100 years tomorrow. Look at that. 100 not out. Stephen McLean, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We're being told he's one of our listeners and he's listening to us right now. Well, we're delighted to hear that. Happy 100th birthday, Stephen McLean. That's excellent going. And if you know anything about cricket, which I suspect you do, you would know now that you're seeing the ball as big as a breadfruit. And you now know what kind of pitch you're playing on. You have a feel for the pitch and whether it's a bouncy pitch or on the basis of maybe a little too much grass on the pitch and whether there are other conditionalities to take into account, a time of day, whether bad light is near, etc. Whatever it is, the point is you are 100 not out, Mr. Stephen McLean, and that means that you know how the wicket is playing, and what you can do is to take your guard once again, take that guard again, just so you are clear where your off stump is, and you want to concentrate on playing in the V as opposed to going fishing outside of the off stump, because you're asking for trouble if you do that. Anyway, having said all of that, happy 100th birthday to Stephen McLean. The birthday comes up tomorrow, the 22nd of July. We wish you well, have fun, and all the very best. Here's a message. The Jamaicans in the diaspora need to focus on the Jamaicans who are murdered in the USA without justice. Call the USA radio stations daily and seek justice for Jamaicans in the USA. That's the only place your words have power. Dipping your mouth in Jamaican business is futile, as Jamaican issues require action, not a bag of mouth. Many people in the diaspora are talking about Haitian paying a fine. What about the 1,000, or do you mean thousands? What about the thousands of Jamaicans on the Mexican, thousands? Not thousands. Thousands of Jamaicans on the Mexican border seeking asylum? Don't know about thousands of Jamaicans. Anyway, seeking asylum in the USA. Why don't you take them in? Why don't you call the USA radio station indicating your assistance to help Jamaicans on the Mexican border instead of dipping your mouth in Jamaican business? Haitians illegally on the island of Jamaica is no business of diaspora. Instead, you should call the Jamaican radio station to inform us of your assistance to help Jamaicans in the USA. There are enough Jamaicans in Jamaica to complain about Jamaican matters. Nobody needs diaspora complaint. Once again, diaspora, watch your borders, says this person, this listener. Here is another one. This is from Driver in America. This is a message. He says, Brother Dervan, can you envision a Metrolink light rail system linking the Kingston and St. Andrew metropolitan area with Portmore, evolving out of a Jamaica whose post-independence leaders took a more visionary approach, transporting the masses to and from into the weekend ahead? Food for thought, Driver in America. Thanks for sharing. And let's see. Let's go down. Who is this now? No, not that one. Go up the line. This one says, "Good day." Oh no, we read that one already. Let's clear some others on the other platforms. Let's see. Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of the Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad Helping Jamaicans at Home. He's an emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York. And he's greeting us. Greetings to you, Dr. Dixon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Derek Morgan says it's important that we tone down the constant criticism of elective government leaders and try to come together in unity, solve the current issues facing our country. A famous world leader once quoted, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," meaning a call to action for the public citizens collectively to do what is right for the greater good, etc. Thank you very much for your message, Derek Morgan. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart with irrigated agriculture. Call National Irrigation Commission at 876-927-6727. Visit their website at www.nicjamaica.com or visit any of their office locations today. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
O'er the sea, across the ocean, oh bright summits of emotion, I can hear Jamaica calling, calling, calling to me. There's a song in the sea, it's the moon and I confiding, letting you know that I'll come towards sunny isle, we're a star.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Galloway Kevin says, greetings to you, Ambassador Malcolm, and all who are of the household of faith. I tested the system to borrow $500,000 from the JN Bank. Prepare for the day of the Lord, says Galloway Kevin. Thank you for your messages. Here's another message from Salah. He says, Dervan, what I was saying is that expertise from both the university and elsewhere was saying to Dr. Tufton that he was to take the old building down. Dr. Tufton did not listen. Dervan, what you hear about 14 billion is not a correct figure. Some time ago, they say that the roofing alone cost 14 billion. I also remember that a prominent talk show host who is a supporter of the JLP, she was asking if the roofing was made out of platinum. So, Dervan, I know what I'm saying. Tufton is a total failure. He needs to go. Salah from Kingston. Thank you, Salah from Kingston, for your message. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, Cornell says, Dervan, I'm sure the Haitians did not wish to go back to Haiti. So since the PM is always begging the rest of the world to come to the rescue of Haiti, he should have intervened to help the less fortunate. Cornell from St. Mary. Thank you very much, Cornell from St. Mary, for your message on our WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. The regular call-in lines, 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. And let's see who else is messaging us. Well, thank you too for clocking in, as they say. Galloway Kevin, thank you. Patrick Howell says, we get rid of one poor agriculture minister and come with another non-performance minister, KMT, which stands for Kiss My Teeth, says Patrick. And Patrick also sends us a message to say the Haitians all rejected Jamaica, and we see Sean trying to get on right now. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right, Sean, you have to be ready. You have to be ready when you're calling us, Sean. This one says, in reference to, this is Patrick again, saying in reference to the Haitians, they were heading to the USA, but blown off course. And another one, this one says, Tufton has done a lot of good. How one hospital repair make him a failure? So 19 out of 20 makes you a failure, asks this listener who messaged us on WhatsApp. I think this is the listener who has the label. I don't know if the person in a message to us put forward this name, culinary chef, or if we just put up that name based on the messages or the early messages or the earlier messages in this listener's connection with us. I don't know, but I see a name here, culinary chef. So that's her message. That's her follow-up message. And Natalie Winter says, big up to all my July family members and friends. My birthday is tomorrow. See you soon. Bye, she says. Well, you have a happy birthday, Natalie Winter, and all the very best to you and all the others who are marking a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, and we wish you well, as the late Winston Williams would say. Long life, good health. We wish you long life and good health. Thank you very much for your message. And let's continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Here's something that's quite instructive. On this day in 1997, Prime Minister P.J. Patterson warned Caribbean public sector workers that if their salaries were to rise to the levels of the private sector, then more job cuts would be coming. He was addressing the 27th annual conference of the Caribbean Public Servants Association. According to Mr. Patterson, no level of tax increase would allow regional budgets to afford comparable wages with the private sector if the size of the public sector is not properly trimmed and aligned. That's another reminder of how long we've been trying to effectively manage our public sector and the attendant financial arrangements. So that's one that we spotted as we went through, as usual, the various stories as published in the Gleaner over the years. All right, so here's another one, 2001. On this day in 2001, the Gleaner reported that Prime Minister P.J. Patterson dismissed the polls as opinion. This is another one that you can dust off anytime. And it's the same story, whether it be a politician or, well, it's usually in the political sphere, whether it be this party or the other party or so on. There's always the matter of how you respond when you are told the polls are so and so and the polls are so and so. Depending on how favorable the numbers are, you might say, well, it's you might even be diplomatic, even though you'd like to click your heels. You are diplomatic, and you say, well, the polls are a snapshot in time, so, and there are those who are always ready to curse the polls when the numbers are not in their favor. Such is life, story of life. Anyway, so the message, the story, the Gleaner reported on this day in 2001 that Prime Minister P.J. Patterson dismissed the polls as opinion. Mr. Patterson apparently shrugged off a recent opinion poll, which indicated that most Jamaicans would prefer the management of the local economy to be in the hands of the opposition Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, declaring the economy to be performing much better than it had ever done in the past. According to Mr. Patterson, polls reflect perception. Polls don't refute facts. And I think we're going to leave it here for now. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 21st of July, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, in fact, yes, Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
There's a song in the confiding, letting you know that I've come for sunny eyes. We're a star in night. When the moon comes riding, I can hear you then, my darling. I can hear Jamaica calling, calling to you.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.